Good people, we back. It's your boy Cooper King. Joined as always by the other half of the monarchy, your boy, the playmaker. What up, playmaker?
What's up, cool? What's up, everybody? I think tonight's gonna be a very good one. I feel good about this show tonight. I feel good. I don't know how you feel, but I feel good about the show tonight.
I feel good about every week.
This gonna be interesting. TNA goes in lockdown mode when they get to Chicago this weekend. So
Yeah.
we'll be. So Mr. Cool McCain will be has the pleasure to letting us know what matches will be on that card as we figure out which direction TNA wants to go when they get to Chicago.
Yep.
AEW they still building towards
We
all
take
in
you through that.
and the way AEW is building all in, ooh, shaping up to be
Thankfully,
probably
TNA
the
will go ahead and give you more.
yeah. But it's saying like AEW
I'll go ahead.
might be putting on the event of the year. The way they are building all in might be putting on the event of the year here. And then WWE, I must admit, I think WWE had a good week last week. But it does bring me to have some questions, though. Even though y'all had a good week, I do have some questions, and I think Kuma King will like to have some same questions too. But thank y'all for joining us as we are live on the Play Collar Sports Talk YouTube channel, the Shady Sports Network YouTube channel, the Playmakers Network YouTube channel, the Playmakers Network Facebook channel. And am I missing anything else cool?
Absolutely. As well as we're doing a little twitching,
You
a little formerly known as, well, currently known as X as well. So several different ways that you can find your boys. But hey, I know where we started. That NXT part of NXTNA.
actually you forgot a
That's
step, sir. But you still getting used to it. We have the opening bell.
oh, that's right.
He's getting used to it.
Yeah. That maker just came up in here and blew everything up. And I just like, hey, do what you want to do.
It's for the question of the show, Mr. McKay. Is wrestling as a whole having its best storyline month of 2026? That's the question.
Okay.
We're not talking about events. We're talking about the bills towards the events, the storyline that are being told throughout wrestling in the month of August. Has this been the best month of 2026?
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been your question. So we'll answer that question at the end of the show, but they give y'all some time to think about it and drop your answers when you get them in the chat.
NXT. Starting with NXT. Oh, it's the same thing. Hi, sis. How you doing? You have missed nothing. We're just getting started.
Hello, Miss
Which,
Williams. You did not miss anything. There you go. So because you get mad at us, we don't put all your comments. So there you go. Everything. We good now, right?
I mean, Cool. NXT, they just keep the same takeaway going for us. Just when you thought the NXT title picture gonna get somewhat clear, it gets more chaotic.
Well, sir, I'll be honest with you. That wasn't a surprise. That was the worst kept secret the NXT has had. And of course, I'm talking about the rival of the one, the main one, excuse me, Zilla Fatu.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't know what they was gonna do with him. I ain't know he was gonna show up on the main roster or NXT.
I
I
knew
ain't know
exactly where
which
he was
way.
going to show up. And I
So I've
completely
been
agree with where he's at. I've been following him since he got out of jail and started wrestling. He's where he's supposed to be.
because I know there's people out there that was like, why did they throw him in the main roster? I'm like, I don't know which way that was gonna go. I was gonna wait and
Because
see,
he's
and
not
then
ready for the main roster.
you know how
My
people
man's
are.
been competing in hog wrestling, Booker T's reality of wrestling. You don't go from there to the main roster, bro. You got to stop by NXT, learn a little something, real quick.
So with that being said, what did you think of how they debut one Zilla Fatu?
I think it was a perfect debut. Yes, ma'am, he was. Before he started wrestling. Yeah, it was perfect. Now the question is going to be, are you going to get some more of the indie family and kind of bring them in, let them do maybe not the bloodline, but just be together in NXT? Or are you going to put them in NXT for maybe like 6 months, have them learn everything he needs to learn, and try to get him up into the bloodline story, or have him do some double duty? It'd be interesting how they end up using him, but the debut was perfect. Interrupt the match, show that he got the ridiculous um, thumb joint where he throw you in the air and hit you with the thumb instead of like Solo does it, and all his other and some of his other moves, but not everything. So you got a little piece of Zilla, but you got a lot more. And obviously, when you bring in members of the bloodline, you don't make them change their name. They can be what they were on the Independents. Everybody else got to change their name, but not Roman's family.
Speaking of which, how you I seen there's some
Yolanda liked it too.
people out there that are kind of sick and tired of everybody turn as a Samoan appearing in WWE.
That's fair. I mean, the thing is, you got. I mean, do we really have to count them out? We can.
Not really.
You got the MFTs, right? You got Solo, you got Roman, you got Jimmy and Jay, you got Jacob, now you got Zilla, right? Then you got Naomi, because don't forget she part of the fam too. So you've got a lot of them hanging at the top of the card. So if you feel like I'm tired of them, I can't fault you. But the thing is how they keep it fresh. Because right now, to me, that bloodline story is a little dry. You gotta do something to it because right now it's a little dry. It's like a Popeye's biscuit right now.
Well, I can't argue with that because this consensus of most people that I have seen on the internet. But hey, it is what it is. Sticking with the championship picture, but going to the women's side of it. Mr. McCain, Kendall Gray gifted Kalani Jordan a title match at Heatwave.
I like it. Kalani need a shot. Um, I don't say this often. She didn't have to win it, but she has to look good in the match. But she needs a shot for relevancy because Kalani been kind of faltering with relevancy. I don't think she's one of the ones that Grayson Waller was talking about that's ready to go to the main roster yet. But she getting there. And when she go to the main roster, you know she got to go wherever her boo at. Right now would be SmackDown. But I think they're really building her up. And you don't necessarily have to win to be built up. You just have to have a good showing. I think that's where we're at with Kalani.
So Heat Wave, Kalani Jordan gets her first NXT Women's Title opportunity against Kendall Gray. Speaking of Heat Wave, I'm really looking forward to have your thoughts on this one because we have a unification match in the women's division, sir. As the women's speed championship and the women's North American championship will be unified when Rank St. Clair battles Zarya for the third time.
That's my response. I want to say thank you, someone in WWE. Thank you for ridding us of two putrid, worthless championships, the men's and women's speed championships. Thank you, WWE. If this was Paul, thank you, Paul. If this was Sean, thank you, Sean. If this was Sean Paul, thank you, Sean Paul. Thank you for doing it.
That's you put them two together.
A done deal.
Oh man. So yeah, it was Zilla 2 debuting and creating more chaotic mess for the NXT championship picture, and that involves him, Tony D'Angelo, who is the champion, Cruz, Montana, and Grayson Waller. And just see how that goes moving forward as we get closer and closer to Heat Wave. Kalani Jones finally get her title match when she be facing Kendall Gray at Heat Wave. And speaking of Heat Wave, Women's Speed Championship, Women's North American Championship in a unification match between Rank St. Clair and Zarya. Anything else you would like to talk about from NXT, sir?
I had to get a second hand clap. That we get rid of speed championships. As long as the speed championships are gone, I'm a happy man.
Anything else that caught your eye in NXT from the week? All right, that's the NXT.
Championships are dying. Yes.
That's the NXT from last week. Mr. McCain, is anything on the TNA side before we talk about Lockdown that was noteworthy?
We're going straight to Lockdown. The only important thing that happened was that you won't get a title match at Lockdown because the whatever reincarnation of Jeff Hardy that we're on now had a championship match against Nick Nemeth this week, and he caught a fat L. So as we're going through Lockdown, we'll get to Cedric Alexander and Leon Slater. There's something important to discuss, but we'll just save that for that point.
So, main event tonight, the preview of TNA Lockdown in Chicago. So,
of course, he would say that without giving me. Of course, he would say that without giving me a cue.
No. Because I was saying that later in the show.
Yeah, I mean, the main event for TNA Lockdown really isn't the main event. You'll understand. As we get to it here. Okay, so let's go through Lockdown here. So we're going to save the main event is actually going to be the X Division Championship match. That's going to be our main event. That's not the actual main event, but that's going to be our main event. All right, so we'll go through the other matches. We'll save that one for our main event. The System, which is Brian Myers, Bear Bronson, Eddie Edwards, and Alicia Edwards, are going to be taking on the team of Fabian Ochner, KC Navarro, Bang Bang, Sosa. I did do that backwards on purpose. And Jada Stone. It's actually Bang Bang, Sosa. I did it backwards. The thing is, so for Lethal Lockdown, which they're just calling it lockdown now. Every match is in a steel cage. So keep in mind every match you're hearing about steel cage. So that's that match. You got the system winning or the League of Superheroes. I'm gonna call them. So I don't have to say the names over and over.
Whew. I'm a give me the League of Superheroes since you want to call them that.
I'm gonna go with the system because
The Avengers.
they have to win something at the event. So I'm gonna go with the system. All right, then we have Moose versus Frankie Kazarian, and this is under Escape the Cage rules. So you
So
have to
the only way to win is to leave the cage.
is to be able to get outside of the cage, and your opponent not able to before your opponent. So yeah, that's going to be Moose and Frankie Kazarian. I'm going to go with Kazarian because he's more agile. He's going to be able to find a way out of that cage.
Do I really want to go against Moose? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Franklin Kazarian.
Yes, the type of match. The match favors Kazarian because you don't have to pin the other guy.
Some of the theories where he'll get out the cage.
Yeah, he'll find a way. So we have the TNA International Championship match. Jason Hotz, former member of Order 4, against the leader of Order 4, who he beat for the championship a few weeks ago, Mustafa Ali.
Do not pull AEW. Okay, Jason Hotz retains. Do not pull AEW.
In 99%, no, 95% of first matches, the champion retains the title. I'm going to go with Jason Hotz. I'm also going to echo the sentiment of the Playmaker. Don't do the AEW. All right. TNA Knockout Tag Team Champion match. Demon X Bunny, that's Allie and Rosemary, running it back against the Elegance brand. That's Heather by Elegance and M by Elegance. Playmaker, who is victorious?
Give me the champs.
Yeah, if y'all lose to the Elegance brand, it's going to be crazy. Could happen, but I'm going with you.
The Elegance might be pulling double duty. I don't like their chances at that.
All right, you got AJ Francis versus Elijah. I want to go on the record and say I don't care about that match before we even pick it. I'm just going to record say I don't care. But Elijah won the last one, so I'll go with AJ Francis in this one.
Can I pull a snowman? Can I pull a snowman and say a draw?
Man, if you want to be wrong, sure.
That's exactly why I said that.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be wrong, because you're definitely gonna be wrong if you pick a draw.
Yeah, I know. Give me Elijah.
All right, TNA Knockouts World Champion Xia Brookside defends her title against Elena Black.
I love Elena Black, but give me Xia. I love Elena Black.
Yeah, I like Elena Black. She's very cakely. But I'm gonna go with Xia Brookside for sure. As well.
I don't think Elena has hit that stage where Xia is at. Xia's crazy behind champion.
Yeah. And then the last match we're going to talk about, because the main event is going to be the X Division Championship match, is the TNA Tag Team Champions. Matt and Jeff Hardy defend against Nick and Ryan Nemeth, and they're positioning this as your main event. Definitely think that's a poor idea. A tag team championship match when you just had one a few weeks ago on TV, you have them on TV all the time, and trying to make that the main event of the pay-per-view. I feel like the X Division should have really been the main event, and not making the main event, I think, was a big miss. If you're not going to have the TNA championship defended here, which I think actually should be defended here. This tag team championship match, in my opinion, should have been the match from last week. But that's me. I'm not the writer for TNA. I'm gonna file this on my second. I really don't care. Who you got?
Are the Hardys retiring?
Probably never. They'll probably find a wheelchair wrestling association to be a part of.
Give me the Hardys.
Just for poops and giggles, give me the Nemeth Boys. All right, so that has been your preview and our picks for all of the matches, except for the one that is called and we'll get to that later. So before we move on, we do have a it says next. And we are going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. When we do come back, All Elite Wrestling. And things are getting a little more interesting in All Elite Wrestling with the return of my favorite wrestler. But you got to stay tuned. If you don't know, you'll find out. But just remember one thing. He's definitely dangerous.
Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
NFL Underground, if number 99 says I'm coming back for one more year.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. The Big Ten.
You can say you're not impressed. You can say you're not happy. You can say all these things, but no, whatever the case may be, the Buckeyes are on top of the football world. And it's just where it is.
The SEC.
But I blame one person for this.
One person? What one person are you going to be blaming? Good. I don't give a crap. Big 12.
That team right there that is ranked 15 that put up 45 points.
Yes, sir.
They were picked dead last at the beginning of the season.
The ACC. Quote, feeling the blues in Death Valley, close quote. Duke ends a 45-year drought in Clemson. You are coaching a team, son. Get with the program and worry about your program.
The CLP rankings, do away with that.
Right.
Do away with it.
Bring down the gridiron on the Playmakers Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
If you're watching WWE and not repping your favorite superstar, what are you doing? T-shirts, championship hoodies, this is how you show who you ride with. Whether it's legends or the stars that are running it right now, it's all about representing your side. Hit the link in the description and shop official gear right now through WWE Shop. Every era, every superstar, every fan. Don't just watch. Represent.
All right, good people. Be back.
All Elite Wrestling. Still building towards All In. Cool. Has AEW hit their Has AEW hit their stride going into All In?
I'm gonna say yeah, they definitely hit their stride. They definitely are. It took them a minute based on last year, because if you saw last year, they had a clear championship match. You had this is like a month or two before, and you know it's gonna be John Moxley, and you know that the Cowboy was trying to take him down. This year is a little bit more of like a triangle for a minute because you didn't know if it was gonna be MJF, you didn't know if it was gonna be Kenny Omega. You knew it was gonna be Will Ospreay. So it took them a little bit longer, I think, to find the right stride with it. But once they did, I feel like the buildup has been good for it. You got MJF raving around like a lunatic to my he the real champion with his Triple B. They only lost because of outside interference. You got Kenny Omega on this weird tangent. So all the pieces are Will Ospreay's quit the Death Riders after joining them, and they haven't retaliated yet. So so many different like ways to do this match, but you got to have a definitive winner. And then NJF has already told you he's going to get the next shot because he's going to win the gauntlet match to be the number one contender.
So you have your two central pieces going to All In, as obvious. Ospreay Omega for the world title, and then
are they really the centerpieces though? Because I feel like MJF is one of the centerpieces, and I feel like they're both half of a centerpiece.
MJF getting the number 2 slot in the Casino Gauntlet, which is interesting because Andrade got the number 1 slot, and he did say something. He had something for Andrade, so Andrade's part of their plan too when it comes to MJF. So I'm kind of curious on that one.
I feel it.
And then your other centerpiece going to All In, Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale.
That's gonna be a good match.
What these two are building? That could be in the running for match of the pay-per-view.
There's a couple of different options that definitely could be the match of the pay-per-view, and it's by far no questions asked one of them for sure.
Mercedes Moné around here trying to beat up the champion. The champ coming back saying, "I'm still smiling." It's like, wow, these two don't like each other. Makes for great storytelling, which you have recently been saying AEW has getting better at.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then to the third point, the third takeaway, which will bring in my co-host for this one. Swerve Strickland has returned, but an interesting return because it's surrounding the Trios Championship.
Yep.
You want to help me out with that one? I was kind of baffled by that.
So to fully grasp the concept of what is happening, you have to play a little fantasy booking here. And for those of you who don't know, I'll fantasy book to the heavens. So, yeah, there's that. So, before we go any further, whose house? Swerve's house. You gotta get that out. Thank you, Yolanda, for that. So, the Trios champions, which is Hangman and Page, the Cowboy, and Brodito, Brody Keaton and Bandito, they defeated your boys, The Demand, last week. Record 7 days. Trios champions.
That's what we were referring to when we were talking about TNA. Don't do that.
Yeah, Wise. What's going on, Wise?
The man had a belt for a whole week.
Yeah. So we had that. So then we had them come out, the champs, Hangman, the Cowboy, and Brodito. Sometimes I call them the Cowboys, sometimes I call them Hangman. So same person. Um, so they're out. They start talking, and then we get Prince Nana and your boy Swerve. So I'm already getting because Swerve back. I'm tired of this other mess. Because I just want to say they made it work, but I was not pleased that they made it work without Swerve or the Hurt Syndicate. So I'm like, bro, like, what is we doing? It's working, but I don't like it. So then Swerve comes back. He starts talking trash to Bandito, Brody King, about how he beat them. He gets the Cowboy Hangman, and some words get exchanged. And then the Demand and the Lethal, whatever those guys are called,
Lethal Twist. Lethal Twist, but ain't nothing lethal about them.
I just want to say I don't like the Lethal Twist, and that's why I say lethal whatever, because I don't think those two go together. It just it doesn't sit right with me. Lethal Twist. It doesn't sit right. I'm gonna say it like that. But so we got Lethal Twist and the Demand. They come out. So they tell Swerve, I mean, you by yourself, shut up and leave, or there's gonna be problems. So Swerve thinks about it for a few minutes, then he leaves. He walks through him. Prince Nana behind him. Prince Nana scared because the Gates of Agony, used to be with Swerve and him, and Nana are part of the Demand now. So he's behind Swerve. So fantasy booking. Swerve is obviously going to come after the Trio Championship. Right, obviously. This is why he's out there doing that segment. But the question is, who will be with him? And all I'm going to say is who could be with him to challenge for the Trio Championships. As stated in the back and forth, you have a lot of people like you in the locker room. Swerve. But who who's not in the locker room could maybe come and partner with Swerve? Good question.
It's been a minute since they was on TV.
Oh wow, I love that idea. Now I don't know if that would be if they could debut at Lockdown because of the 90 days, but I think
You mean All In?
Yeah, excuse me, All In. Yeah, I done got this. I done got the shows mixed up. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, we're going to welcome in a man that needs no introduction. Our sometimes third compatriot and the man who brings it wherever he goes. One Mr. Cole Johnson.
Full of smoke. What's up, fellas?
What is going on, sir? Pleasure
Man,
to have you join us.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here with you guys. Thank you for the invite. I appreciate you. Cool. It's a pleasure, brother. Playmaker,
Yes,
I think I just saw you.
You did.
Oh man. So what are you guys talking about?
So, Mr. Johnson, we are at the All Elite portion of the show.
Okay.
The main takeaway was in form of a question, and we would like to get your thoughts on it. Has AEW hit his stride as they move towards All In?
I think they have. And I think they have probably because of and I'm surprised they actually decided to do this, with Willow Nightingale getting the AEW Women's Championship off of Tekla. Like, okay, so they're gonna finally pull the trigger on her, basically the number one babyface probably in the whole business, but definitely in all of AEW. So they're gonna actually push that wagon in that direction. Interesting. I think they've hit their stride because of that.
Which one of the centerpieces to All In is that rivalry between Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale. We both said we enjoyed the fact that Mercedes Moné beat her up on Dynamite. She comes on Collision and tells her, "I'm still smiling." It's like, wow,
that was beautiful.
Great.
That was crazy about that to me is it's hard to visually convince me that Mercedes Moné can beat up Willow Nightingale.
Right.
Yeah.
The other centerpiece has been Ospreys and Omega in all the topsy-turvy that's surrounding these two gentlemen.
Oh Lord.
So as Cool said earlier, the Death Rider has not responded to Ospreys yet. And the keyword is yet. You don't know what you want to get from Kenny Omega week in and week out all of a sudden.
And I'm glad you said that. And to me, I think that's why the main program in All In has hurt, to me, the card, because that has stalled. It's like, okay, which Kenny Omega are we getting? Getting the one that we didn't believe miraculously took the title off of MJF? Or are we getting the Belt Collector version or the Cleaner connection version of him? And it's like we're seeing both.
We're getting a little of all three, sir. Apparently.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, so he's just throwing all those versions at us? Okay.
Well, see, that's why I say I feel like the real two main pieces is MJF and the winner. I feel like Ospreay and Omega are one main piece together. Whereas last year, the Cowboy, Hangman, Adam Page, and John Moxley were the two. Those were the two main pieces. But that's
speaking of the other main piece, MJF getting the number 2 spot in the Casino Gauntlet.
Face off against Andrade. It was a double one. Man, I want to see actually where Andrade MJF goes. That's what it sort of sucks that MJF had to take off time for recouping. But I was like, man, I would love to see MJF and Andrade. I like the potential of that program and how that would go. But that's going to be delayed for a minute.
Cole, I have one question for you, sir. How you know?
How you know? I have one question. How you know? There was a question someone asked, and they said, name a wrestler that failed in the WWE. I said Andrade, because how in the world you had that gem in 3 words not be spoken in WWE and pushed? Like, wow.
And then the last thing we talked about on the AEW side, the return of Swerve Strickland and being surrounded around the Trios title.
Okay, I get it. We need to fan the flames of him and Heyman again. Okay, I understand that.
It's stuck in my mind. Check your messages.
All right, fine. I'm gonna say it. I'm no longer interested in seeing Swerve, and I never thought I would catch myself saying that.
It's because he changed the music, yo. It's the music change. It changed the vibe.
Yeah. Because to me, Swerve was must see TV and must viewing. 2 years ago, definitely when he had the title, definitely when he was chasing it, and even after he lost it. and it wasn't because he was a baby face or an anti-hero. It's just I like the character.
Because he was the most
But
dangerous.
yeah, but this version of him, I'm not really feeling. And poor Heyman, they painted him in the Cody box where he can't challenge for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship again.
I'm agree
So
with
it's
Yolanda
like,
on this. I'm have to agree
so
with
you're
Yolanda on this
screwed.
one. Only Cole.
Yolanda, sis, I know why you want to see Swerve. I get it. I don't have those eyes.
Well, I always like to see Swerve too. No, I don't have those eyes either, sir.
I don't have those eyes. Now, if you're talking about Willow Nightingale, that's a different story. But Swerve, no. And it's not that I hate the guy. It's just, I'm like you said, I'm just not digging the character. And yeah, it probably did start with the music change, but
Yes. And then they had him gone.
he stalled,
and then he came back. And I feel like they took him off TV right when you needed him to kind of be something with this new path. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, he needs people with him, and that's why I'm proposing that he gets people with him, because I think that's, if you're gonna portray him the way you're doing, you can't do it by yourself.
It was unfortunate when they tried to do that when he formed the Mogul Embassy. It just ran flat. Yeah, it ran flat, and Swerve was just it almost was like a Timu version of what Hit Row was when Swerve was part of in WWE. It was like, wow, he stands head and shoulders above the whole group combined.
And they tried it with the Caucasus Mountain guys first. That didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
That was worse than the Timu Hit Row with the Mogul Embassy when they had the the Caucasus. Can you have a Caucasus Timo version? That was what that was.
Not a Caucasus,
was terrible
version.
I was like, bruh.
Wow.
I'm sitting there watching like, bruh. If he come back from this, he's somebody special, because they really did him dirty.
So
yeah.
Now that we have Mr. Cole Johnson with us, let's backtrack a bit.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Johnson, we want to get your thoughts on the NXT side of the NXT title picture is getting more chaotic now that Zilla Fatu has made his presence known.
Mm-hmm.
You mean the one Zilla Fatu? He's not saying it properly, but it's okay. You don't know.
That's right. The ones of the Fatu. How can I put this? I like what Grayson Waller tried to do with his take on his pipe bomb. His Aussie self is okay, but Cruz Montana.
We think about that.
Somebody needs the butts whooped. You already had him on WWE television wrestle under the name Mike Santana. Come on now, really?
So, but my thing is, even if you would have went with like Cruz Santana, we could all right, we freshen it up a little bit. That would have made sense. But Cruz Montana, I'm like, yeah, y'all just playing. Y'all playing.
Like, Lord, so why are you ruining this man?
It's like bringing Joe Hendry over and changing his name.
Right. I was like, why are you ruining this man's WWE stay before he even touches the ring? I'm like, Cruz Montana, Lord. And look, I like Tony D'Angelo, and I've liked him as the NXT champion. But seeing Zilla do what he did in that little 3-minute stretch was the best thing I've seen on NXT in about 2 years, if it's not dealing with Obafemi.
That's a good, strong take.
Yeah.
And to the ladies' side, Kendall Gray gifted Kalani Jordan a title match that will be taking place at Heatwave.
Mm-hmm.
So mini cupcakes versus mini cupcakes.
Yeah. Okay, so they're gonna give Kalani a token shot at the title. Okay, cool. Next, and I hate to say it that way, Kalani's cool in the ring, but mm, yeah, you doing this against a person who has MMA skills? Nah, you can't make Kendall Gray look weak, and she already put forth a strong challenge in turning back Lola Vice before she went on the. Well, she's probably gonna go to SmackDown since Damian Priest is laying the pipe to her. It's just you know I can't see Kendall Gray dropping the title to Kalani Jordan. Nah, I can't see it.
And then we have a unification match going to happen at Heatwave, and the Women's Speed Championship and the Women's North American Championship will be unified when Rick Sinclair goes against Zarya for round 3.
The first thing we have to say about this, Cole, is this.
Yes, retire the Speed Championship. Yes, that's the winner. The Speed Championship getting off of TV. I like Ren Sinclair. I'm sorry. Zarya right now is the best thing that's happening on the women's side in NXT. You can't stop that. You can't stop that train right now. Not even for Kendall's lackey. You can't do that right now. I know that's Kendall Gray's bestie, but no. Ren Sinclair is Kendall Gray's lackey.
All right, there you go. Mr. Cole Johnson has caught up with us.
After responding to Mr. Cole Johnson.
My brother, testify.
Good. I'm glad you see it the way I'm seeing it. Thank you, brother.
So if it's all good with Mr. McCain, a commercial break here, and then the world of wrestling entertainment.
Then, now, together, forever.
I can't.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
Ranked 11, by the way.
Yeah, they could have been ranked third. It didn't matter. They were gonna get that. They're gonna get that work.
the WNBA,
She's up there, and I know some were saying that she is the GOAT. I'm not ready to do that yet.
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Shooting lights out on the Playmakers Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
Welcome back to Monarchs of Wrestling here. And now we are jumping into the World Wrestling Entertainment. Now, we're just going to jump right into it. Okay.
All right.
Roman Reigns will be defending the World Championship at Triple Mania.
All right, who's
What does
jobbing
this do? What does this do
Sorry,
for Triple H? Because whoever he goes against at Triple Mania ain't winning the title.
Okay. We're gonna have to think of this as like how the old NWA used to do it, where you had the traveling champion go all over the world, and he would bump for on a ridiculous level the territory or promotion number one guy, and by the hair of his chinny chin, that NWA champion would come out with the title and not lose it to the number one star in that promotion. I think we're gonna have to think along those lines for Roman Reigns versus to me. I'm thinking it's gonna be Penta. But yeah, Roman Reigns versus whoever is going to be the guy to go against him in AAA.
Cool McCain. You said nothing. Why do you say nothing?
Nothing. This is a glorified pony show. We know that Roman Reigns is not going to lose that belt to anybody from AAA. The disrespect for Dominic Mysterio is real, and I only say that because he is the AAA Mega Champion. So you have a tournament, and you don't even include your own champion in the tournament, right? And you have a champion who is nothing but a laughing stock on Raw. And you expect casual people to care because you're going to have Roman Reigns go get him the easiest victory he's had since he became the World Heavyweight Champion. And you expect your casual fans to watch because you moved it to Vegas. Because he's going to be night one because the night in Vegas. He's going to be on that card.
I cannot believe they actually did that. I'm like,
They love Vegas.
Why are you? Yeah, that's obvious. I was like, why are you splitting that promotion? Or I'm putting that quotes. That promotion's biggest card. Why are you splitting between two cities? That makes no sense whatsoever.
Speaking
when
of
I
which,
first heard that, I'm like, what in the world?
Speaking of which, you had Dominic Mysterio get beat by Dragon Lee on Raw.
That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of something that don't make sense,
take the belt off of him. Put it on
speaking
Penta.
of something that don't make sense. Yeah, speaking of something that don't make sense, yes.
I said last week he frustrated with his booking. He should be. You're supposed to be a tough guy in a AAA, and then you get beat by the same people. They can't beat you in AAA on Raw. Casual fans, they are not moving over to AAA because Dominic Mysterio is a champion. He's a laughing stock on Raw.
And that's unfortunate.
It is. If you're gonna make him AAA champion, he should be presented better. I ain't saying he got to be a champion on Raw, but he should be presented better. He's presented as an hourless puppet on Raw.
Wonder, bro. He should be presented a whole lot better.
Yeah.
You do the same thing with the NXT champion. Yeah.
Yeah, you do the same thing and lose the match, but it's the way you lose the match.
Mm-hmm.
You dominate the match, and then you slip up and you lose. That's a whole different from what happened to Dominic Mysterio.
Losing him his money on the pole match to Danhausen on SummerSlam. Getting beat by your AAA Cruiserweight champion. Getting beat by a guy who hasn't been a champion yet in quite some time, and Dragon Lee on Raw, who happens to be in the tournament for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Who I basically call a glorified jobber. I mean, really? I mean, this is the same guy who
the three of us.
It's the same guy with what about 5 or 6 chops from Gunther and 2 minutes of showing that he has some chutzpah. He gets buried underneath the mat. I mean, really? You have your triple I mega champion lose to him. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you, Cool. You shouldn't crap on a promotional champion the way they're doing Dominic.
Number 2. I'm looking forward to hearing Kuma Kane's thoughts on this one. Jey Uso will be delivering Solo Sikoa to the Tribal Chief. Those who need a reminder, I didn't catch Raw last week. Jey Uso defeated Solo Sikoa, and the bet, should I say, going into this match was if Jey won, Solo Sikoa would be coming back to the family. If Solo won, the family would leave him alone. Jimmy got involved. Jey hit the spear, hit the splash. 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso will be delivering Solo to Roman Reigns. Now, the question is, does Solo fall in line? Is this a ploy to bring dissension within the bloodlines? Because if we're going to be honest, and this is coming from me, if we're going to be honest, take Roman Reigns out of it. The bloodline thing is not really clicking. So, what are we actually doing with Solo coming back to the bloodline?
You're being kind, saying it's not clicking.
The look on Cool Face says it all.
Yeah, it does.
This is a putrid idea.
And you know it makes it, and I probably think what makes it worse for him is because Jey is the one that did it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the guy who used to have aura that now just stripped his own aura and gave it to his little brother. And then he has to have help from his big brother to beat his little brother. Always. Can't do nothing without Jimmy. Now, and he's the one that delivers, quote unquote, delivers Solo to Roman. Remember, Roman said the other week they're all supposed to be equals now. They don't look like equals to me. It looks like two lackeys who are twin brothers trying to do anything to get themselves ahead of the clear leader of the second unit in Jacob Fatu, who's ascending while they're descending. I'm gonna tell you what would have fixed the bloodline story. If Jey had said no, that would fix the bloodline story. If Jey had said, I'm not coming back to the group, if y'all need me, I will help. Not coming back. I'm main event Jey. I gotta do my own thing. Because he minimized himself to get back into the group. And Jimmy's never really got a shot to do anything. They try to make them a tag team again. They won a tag team champions for a minute. That's not the move. Having them both be individuals, one on one side, one on the other side, would have fixed all of this garbage that we're dealing with now. So now we have Jimmy and Jey. Now we have Solo and Jacob. And we have Roman. Whose character is going to be diminished the most in this group? A lot of people are going to argue Solo, but that's not true. It is going to be Jimmy. It's always going to be Jimmy. The more people you bring in, the lower on the pecking order Jimmy is. Jimmy's always
Which is
the
crazy.
bottom trick.
Jimmy's the one that's being overlooked.
Jimmy's the bottom
That's
trick.
crazy.
He's always going to be. So the more people you bring in, yeah, you're stifling Solo's character, but he's going to be slotted above Jimmy and Jey. He might be slotted above Jacob because Jacob didn't bring him in. He's already ran his own group.
Yep.
but bringing him back into the fold doesn't really make any sense.
And Cole, before you go, you can hear the displeasure in that arena when that 3 count hit. To back up, cool. When was the last time Jay won a match and the crowd was not happy?
When he won the World Heavyweight Championship.
I mean, we going over a year ago, right? Because that was at WrestleMania.
Yeah, a year plus ago.
I mean,
So
I
I'm
was
talking about like a year and a half ago, basically.
Almost a year and a half ago. Yeah.
That 3 count hit at the end of the row, they was not happy. Go ahead, Cole.
It is like the WWE to have something that seems to organically work, and then we're going to pull the carpet from underneath and just ruin the momentum. All because they want to perform the swerve. Oh yeah, they think that this is where we're going to be going. Oh yeah, gotcha. Well, sometimes you can't swerve for the sake of swerving. It doesn't make sense. Cool said it beautifully. What sense does it make for Solo to even be affiliated with the bloodline now? Unless you make him a rogue. Or you make Roman say to Jay, you know what, is good that you did that, but you still stupid. But what good would that do? Because you're basically, to Cool's point, you're further descending and deflating a guy who had all of this aura. You know, it's just, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And we saw SummerSlam when SummerSlam Saturday when Solo was mocking Jay with the yeet, and the whole crowd exploded when he did it. I'm like, that right there should tell you, oh, dude's untouchable. We got to actually carve a way for him to be as close to untouchable as you can make him. Not necessarily be as invincible as Oba and Rob, but you have to carve the way for Solo to shine in more moments like that. Now, unless they have long-term plan to do that, and this is just, as they like to say, another wrinkle in the long-term story that plan they have, and this arc is supposed to go until WrestleMania 44, then okay, fine. But it doesn't make sense now. Why would you want to have Solo be affiliated with Jacob, with Jay, with Jimmy, and with Roman when this guy is like, I don't want to be affiliated with you? You already had a tribal combat match between Roman and Solo, SummerSlam 2 SummerSlams ago. So you want to have this faction that exists in trauma, that exists in toxicity, that exists in soap opera land? No. And it is just, I mean, Solo got himself in a perfect position. And I loved the nickname Solo Dolo. I love that. I'm like, you have a character. It organically grew. People are loving it. Roll with it. But yeah, don't derail him like you already did Jay, because it's now to the point where, you know, Jay was getting the loudest crowd reaction the first half of 2025, and now he's getting no reaction, like you said last Monday. So yeah, we have crushed Jay's momentum. We have buried Jimmy even further, and I thought he already was in the ground. And Jacob, good that he's actually shining, but I wish he wasn't affiliated with this either. The bloodline is a faction where its time has come and gone. What else can you do with this group?
Especially since you want to include Jimmy and Jay. Because here's the fact: if you don't, like I said, if you don't have Jay, then you move Jimmy up, just because there's nobody else to be above him. So if you had Jimmy, Jacob, and Solo, you could find a way to kind of make Jimmy more important. But Jay being there hurts Jimmy because they're always going to see them as a tag team or doing things together like they're doing now. Roman needs no help. You need your big brother to beat your little brother. You're not doing anybody, it's including any favors except for maybe Jacob. So how are you going to present Solo now? Because you make Solo behind Jacob or equal with Jacob, there's going to be another dude yelling PAJ. Which, I mean, could happen.
I mean,
Pew pew.
Pew pew. Oh, anybody get shot? Y'all all right?
that was funny.
Ooh, that was brilliant. That's your
funny.
one shot. Wow. That's a shame. That got more of a reaction than the yeet. That is how far Jey Uso, the main event character, has sunk.
And this is your one shot. Pew.
Pew pew.
Like Solo is on one. I love it.
Did anybody get shot? You all right back there? Oh, that's gold. That's gold.
That duck was hilarious too.
Yes.
All right. And finally, on the Raw side of things, Mr. Johnson. WWE, this one right here, you can have my money for it. Who is the future of WWE? Because Oba Femi and Braun Breaker are crossing paths.
It's too soon.
For a definitive winner, it's far too soon. So I like it. It's great. I get why they're teasing it, and I get why it's important. Unfortunately, the best way to go about this is if you have Braun go over on one match, one high-profile match, you have Oba go over on another high-profile match, and the third match is inconclusive because you introduce both of them to their next programs. That's the only way. If you're going to have them touch now, that's the only way you can actually make this particular portion of their program history make sense. Because I agree with Cool. It's far too early for the two of them to collide. And for what? There's no title on the line. There isn't any big time stakes that's available. Now I'm gonna hate it if they're gonna force Oba to put up his King of the Ring title. If they do something like that, I'm going to completely check out of that feud. But they got to make sense about this and understand that if you're going to label those two the future of your promotion, you got to protect both of them at the same time.
Which brings me to my co-host, Mr. McCain, because the word that you use when describing the bloodline is the way that Braun Breaker feels. He feels he's been demoted by Oba Femi.
He's been demoted by Austin Theory and Maxine Dupree.
So before we get there, Yolanda says justice for Dom. She's not happy about that. She loves Solo Dolo.
I do too.
Likes what she likes. The whole thing of him going to Bloodline was stupid. Him losing the match, everybody was unhappy about that.
Yep.
She says Solo said all that too, and I liked it. Cool, absolutely. She says nice cut, by the way, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Miss Williams. I appreciate that.
And of course, pew pew. And we get a couple of laughing emojis.
Him I get shot. Are you all right back there? Oh God, that was beautiful.
So here's the problem that Braun Breaker faces. Braun Breaker was not supposed to be a tag team champion. Logan Paul got hurt. Braun Breaker got demoted when he had to become a tag team champion. Now he's saddled with Austin Theory. Austin Theory was always supposed to be working with Logan Paul. Who, but you know, Paul, can we fire Logan Paul?
Paul, can we fire Logan Paul? Sing, Paul.
Can we fire
Logan Paul?
Joe Hendry ain't been the same since that.
Nope.
So that's where you had Austin Theory, right? So then Braun Breaker being part of the group, because at the end of the day, the original vision of the vision, Braun Breaker was supposed to be the future, right? Right beside him was supposed to be the big man. Sid Dynamite all day. Injuries really derailed the group. So I think if you get him back, and you have a good solid four person group with Maxine Dupree as the valet type thing, I think that could work. The problem is, can he stay with them long enough for that to work? That's the problem. And if you're gonna start this program with Obafemi now, you can really screw both of those guys up. Because Oba ain't been on the main roster, but a few months. So I would like to see Oba start going through people.
Right.
You know, and I'd like to see Braun get his momentum back, and then we start to get to an event where people go over the top ropes, Royal Rumble. Then we start seeing these two starting to come together. It's too early, bro.
That's when they should touch for the first time. Royal Rumble.
This is the problem with Paul. This is the problem.
My
ain't the first problem.
Right over. They love Rick Steiner's son. So they're going to try to make this happen now. And Paul, you better not screw this up. If you screw this up, boy, I've been calm. I've been relaxing. You're going to bring that food out.
He actually gave you a compliment last week.
Oh Lord, I haven't heard a Paul reference in a long time.
They ain't the only issue that this show has with Paul for tonight. I'm gonna get to that as we transition to SmackDown.
More issues with Paul. Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm. Before I get to that part of SmackDown, gentlemen, Cody, Randy, Punk, and Owens.
Randy did exactly what he promised. Because if Sammy won the match, Sammy would have got a shot at the championship. So if Cody would have won the match, Cody would have politicked his way into a championship match. And what did Randy tell him? You will not see that championship as long as I have breath. So guess what, Cody? Raheem Rhodes, Randall Keith Orton ain't playing with you, boy.
That match never took place, and now most likely Sami Zayn gonna be on another tangent Friday.
Yeah, he'll be on another tirade.
I'm just saying. I feel where it's coming from for Sami Zayn, but Randy did what he had to do. I got to make sure that Cody don't get nowhere near the championship.
All right, so Mr. Johnson, Punk and Owens.
Why is the phrase "they're making something out of nothing" come up in my head? Or another turn of the phrase where Shakespeare wrote a poem called or a play called "Much Ado About Nothing." Look, I get the genesis of it is Kevin Owens, who was Kevin Steen and at Ring of Honor, was hurt by CM Punk and his criticism of Steen 20 years ago when Punk was the main guy and the champion in ROH. I understand that, but gents, why do we need to have a 15-minute segment between the two to talk about that? And the program didn't advance much for either. I mean, I thought if you're going to have promos that long, you would have more vitriol. You would have more animus. You would have more poison to say to one another. But I hate. Well, I don't really. I despise you. I despise you, Phil. You're fat. You're fat, Kevin. Okay, fine. Show of hands. Are you happy that we have heard both of those insults to the other? Raise your hand. Exactly. What's the point in having these two fight? I don't get it. I don't.
So I'm gonna answer your question in a very simple way, Mr. Johnson. That championship match is this coming week.
I know it's coming. It's on this coming SmackDown.
Oh, it's to give Kevin Owens. It's to give Kevin Owens a shot before they tell him to go lose weight. No, I'm just kidding. It's to give Kevin Owens a shot before he falls back down the card where he belongs in the mid card.
It's sad they're wasting that number one contendership like that with him.
You couldn't even save it for a Sunday night main event, which is a standalone show. For
no, Kevin wanted this match in Canada. This is what Kevin wanted. KO wanted to lose have a match in Canada.
You was right the first time. I appreciate you trying to correct it. I'm pretty sure you trying to correct it. But you was right the first time when you said it.
Oh, I know I was.
I love that. Yeah, he wanted to lose to Canada. I mean, he wanted to have that match in Canada. Yep. Yes, sir.
That's my number 2 spot. My number 3 spot. Cool Fate to Influence has all the gold as JC Jane beat Tiffany Stratton last week for the United States Championship.
I'm gonna steal a line from Mr. Johnson here. Who gives a crap?
Oh my gosh.
And this is what I'm gonna add to it. This is all I got to say about them. Of course.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
Ouch. Not the Mike Singletary.
Singletary. Oh, yeah.
Oof.
I cannot disagree with him. In fact, that's exactly where I was going to go. No faction has been properly named any better than Fatal Influence. Because if they keep going, they're gonna be wrecking careers.
I'm telling you,
where this is going.
They try to kill everybody, ain't they?
Yeah. Like, Lord have mercy. I mean, you knock Chelsea Green's orbital socket out of whack. You mess up Brie Bella's wing, which I don't want any wrestler injured, but Brie, it's great that you're back, but I'm glad you're gone. I know you're coming back, but I want you to stay gone. But oh my gosh. And then what type of crap was that match with the U.S. Women's Championship and Tiffany Stratton? It is difficult to have a horrible match with that girl. And JC was willing to say, hold my beer. So yes, I'm glad that you have the other two who are world tag team champs, and I'm sorry, WWE tag team champs. You have JC that is the women's US champ. It's wonderful. That's great. Get them back into training school.
And sorry that we were going overtime, but
now, if Jay was hurting people like this, they'd be just calling for her job.
Oh gosh, and that's the kindest thing they'd say. I mean, they're already saying that chick can't. They're already saying that Jay can't wrestle anyway.
All right,
I'm
gentlemen.
like, excuse me, it takes two people, not just one. Jeez.
As we go into overtime here, my number one thing from SmackDown. Technically, it's my number one thing across the entire World Wrestling Entertainment, but for the purposes, this came about on SmackDown. First and foremost, I'm going to say this right now. When it comes to SmackDown, yeah, you got Cody Randy, yeah, you got Punk and Owens, but right now, the best person on SmackDown is the interim women's champion, Chelsea Green.
And her husband as a team.
And yes, and yes, y'all might want to clip that because this is me saying that.
Oh. Why are you hating on Matt? I'm jobbing for every doggone body Cardona.
No, I'm not hating on Matt. Matt slid up in there quick, like, oh, that's my babe now. Hold back. Gunter.
I appreciate him for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I respect that, you know.
He took a beating for his wife.
Yeah, I wouldn't take no beat. I wouldn't take no beat for my babe. I'm giving out a beating. I understand the attempt to not allow you to tarnish her name in my presence.
So the best thing going on is Chelsea Green on SmackDown. Which brings me to Cole Johnson. What was that question that you asked before I got to SmackDown?
Doggone, I forgot the question now.
Me having a problem with Paul?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, what problem do you have with Paul?
So we open up SmackDown with Nick Aldis being the GM that he is, kindly asking Chelsea Green to relinquish the interim championship.
Right.
Chelsea Green put out the very best promo she has ever done in her career.
Yeah, she knocked it out the park.
Nick Aldis said, you know what? I do want to do my GM duties, but at the same time, I give you 30 days. If you can get cleared in 30 days to defend this title, get a face mask, get whatever you gotta do.
Phantom of the Opera, Chelsea Green.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna be seeing.
Yep.
But Mr. Johnson, you ready for your answer to your question?
Yes, sir. We
giving Chelsea Green 30 days. We already know where Rippy's gonna be out for a significant amount of time. And Cool McCain, correct me if I'm wrong, but before SummerSlam, how many title defenses did Liv Morgan have?
As many as I did.
5, 4, 3. Yeah, that's right. 0.
As many as I had.
So
0.
So
0.
What are we doing with the women's championships?
Same thing.
Same
thing I said earlier.
Not a damn thing.
You got your women's champion on Raw who only had one title defense since she won it at WrestleMania, and we both me and Cool both knew she was going to retain it because you beat her for the Queen of the Ring title, and you're gonna run it straight back at SummerSlam.
And she hasn't defended it since SummerSlam either.
But in Io's guy's defense, she only had one challenger because the other one can't wrestle. So I mean, Io didn't have no choice.
You did the interim thing. You did the interim thing because you said Rhea Ripley was injured, and then right before, then like was it like the week, like days before we got to SummerSlam, we found out how serious the injury was with Rhea Ripley. Oh, she just has her. She ain't coming back no time soon. But she is still the champion. Nothing against Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be having this conversation and you wouldn't sit here and say, Chelsea Green, we'll give you 30 days.
Well, it stole the whole interim idea from AEW anyway, so.
Yeah, but you didn't mind that.
Forced to drop that title.
But you gotta remember this playback. You can't have one champion hurt, then have the interim champion hurt. We're gonna have 3 champions. You gotta do something.
Yeah,
you can't have 7 people be interim champion.
That's right. I mean, we could. That's a perfect booking idea. Cool. Sideline Ripley, sideline Green, and weekend for Sunday night's main event, a ladder match for the interim women's WWE champion.
The part-time women's champion.
Like this is the crazy part. Each women's world champion gets different treatment, which is interesting.
Ain't nobody else getting a Rhea treatment. If that was anybody but Rhea, that'd have been stripped.
That title's good as gone. Yeah. That title's good as stripped.
Including Liv.
That title's good as stripped.
That should be stripped.
We love Rhea. We just speaking facts. It's like, hold on, wait a minute.
Liv lost the belt for inactivity. They should have said you don't want to fight. Give us that belt.
Like Chelsea Green gets 30 days, but Liv Morgan had 1 title defense since she had the title.
But she's still a playmaker. She's not injured. She just doesn't have any storyline opponents. Because there's no women on Raw that would want to fight her for the championship, playmaker. Why would anybody want to fight for the women's world heavyweight championship? That doesn't make any sense.
Which doesn't help Liv Morgan. Which hasn't helped Liv Morgan at all until Becky Lynch and Stephanie Kerr showed back up.
Well, I mean, now you have Becky Lynch or Stephanie Vaquer or possibly Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne got to lose that Intercontinental Championship first.
No, I agree with Roxanne. No, I said Roxanne Perez, not
Roxanne. I mean, Roxanne, this is what me and Cool can't stand with WWE because they always tease this within the Judgment Day, and it's almost like you supposed to forget.
They ain't gonna break up anytime soon.
Nah, they're not gonna break up Street Trash anytime soon. Judgment Day anytime soon.
But I agree with your earlier point, playmaker. That was the best promo Chelsea cut in her career. Ever. It's the best she ever cut in her career. And I'm talking about not just WWE, when she was in NWA, when I think she had a small stint in AEW, when she was in TNA, when she was in Lucha Underground. Best promo she ever cut in her career. It's to the point where I think they're going to have to actually really think long and hard about stripping that interim off of that title and see how long Chelsea can run with it.
And she got to fight Rhea when Rhea get back. See, here's the problem with that. What I think is silly about it is, Rhea's going to be out for a long time. I think when you're going to be out a long time like that, you kind of got to strip the title. I think if you're talking about like a month or two, you could do an interim champion. But I think once you get past 3 months, you're not going to be in top shape when you come back. And your first match back has got to be to unify the championship.
And we're getting to the 3-month mark. And we're getting to the 3-month mark, I believe, since Rhea defended her title last.
Right. But you can also make the argument on the other side mean, Liv healthy. She don't defend hers, so why should we have to defend hers?
Now, you want to talk about something ridiculous? That's that. How in the world you have this woman go 100 days and not even touch a defense of a title?
And yet again, shout out to ESPN, even though I was very disrespectful to Liv Morgan. But thank you for that stat line, because that was
factual, sir.
I ain't say that was lying.
It ain't disrespectful, it's factual. It's just bringing facts to light. You know what I'm saying? ESPN is a fact-finding service. That's what they do. So they found some facts.
This one wins the world championship at WrestleMania, does not even do a title defense until SummerSlam. That's ridiculous.
And keep in mind, Io Sky was on Raw the whole time. Just saying.
Yeah.
She didn't disappear back. She's on there the whole time. Just saying. All right, so I have to switch gears real quick, y'all, because we have to make sure we do.
Yeah.
So we got to slide on back over to the world of total nonstop action. Lock down. And we got to talk about a very important match, and that's the X Division title rematch. And let me explain to everybody why it's important. So in order for Cedric Alexander to agree to a rematch with Leon Slater, there's certain how can I say this? There's certain
parameters
that were set up. So if Leon Slater loses this match, Cedric Alexander wins, Leon Slater's title reign would no longer be recognized by TNA Wrestling. His title history would be stripped. The title history would officially recognize the title moving from Moose to Cedric Alexander with a period of inactivity during Leon Slater's reign. So it'd be like he never was a champion. Amazing Red will once again be recognized as the youngest X Division champion. And Austin Aries would be the sole holder of the record for the longest X Division title reign. They're tied right now because Cedric Alexander beat Slater to stop his reign for the same amount of time. So this match has a lot of extra parameters or things involved in it. So that's why I want to make it the main event, because this is personal for Leon.
Give me Leon Slater.
This is his history.
I'm taking Leon Slater. That's very disrespectful.
I'm taking Leon Slater as well.
I'm taking Leon Slater. That's crazy.
I want Leon Slater just simply because Cedric Alexander is just good for bumping and that backstabber finisher.
Fair enough.
And I'll give him props for marrying Big Swole. Outside of those three things, I could give a crap about Cedric Alexander.
Hey, we talk about cakes all day, so we have to talk about the other side. Yolanda says, "I didn't know Leon was so handsome." She says, "Dang, that sucks for Leon," and definitely love the accent.
Yeah, we talk about cakes. We talk about cakes. We got to talk about beefcakes. Yeah,
that's cold. TNA is going with that. That's very cool. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wanted to make that our main event, guys, because I mean, of all the matches that we're getting for TNA, that's the main event. Wow. All right, Playmaker. There's one thing left, sir.
Solo Sikoa being delivered to the Tribal Chief tonight on Monday Night Raw. What else does Monday Night Raw have in store for us tonight? How does LA Knight feel about Solo Sikoa being back in the full beat since he didn't want to help out Solo when Solo asked? NXT, let the chaos continue.
In the words of LA Knight, huh?
NXT, you continue to bring the chaos because that's what y'all been on for like the past month. Cool. It's straight chaos. And it's been good chaos at that. Not the bad. It's been good chaos.
We'll get a TNA show. They'll highlight all the stuff from the pay-per-view that's coming up, and a bunch of people will talk, and we'll have some meaningless matches because the good matches are going to be at the pay-per-view. And we'll get Santino Marella. He'll come out and do something and some foolishness, but main thing will be the rest of the build-up until the pay-per-view. But they won't announce any new matches because they don't do the AEW thing. Add 3 matches on the last show before the pay-per-view. They go ahead and get you lined up early, get you right, and get you tight early.
Speaking of AEW, we have said AEW has hit this stride going towards All In. Do they continue to hit that stride, or do they slow down a bit?
I think
they breathe.
Yeah, I think that stride gonna keep going. And to answer the answer to the open bell question is yes. We are getting the best, what do you say, month of wrestling?
Is this month the best storytelling month of 2026 of all of wrestling?
It is, and it is because I don't expect a lot of WWE. AEW's been really good, and TNA's been above solid. And I have low expectations for Paul and WWE. So yes, it has been the best month.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Do you think this has been all of wrestling as a whole? Mm-hmm. Has this month been the best month of storytelling of 2026?
Yeah, by default. Because I mean, we didn't have on our bingo card Chelsea Green being the WWE champ, interim or permanent. You got Willow Nightingale, the AEW Women's Champ, and you have Will Ospreay going after the AEW Men's World Championship at All In England. So you got these built-in storylines, and then Cool mentioned Cedric Alexander versus Leon Slater, who, man, if you all think that Javon Evans flies around the ring, jeez. So I mean, you got these wonderful stories, and then you have Dick Nemeth versus whomever. That tells a story in of itself. Same thing with Punk and CM Punk and Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. I mean, the only good thing about Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton is that Yolanda gets real happy in many different places on her body. That's the only reason why that actually matters.
I can't with you. I can't with you. Oh my gosh. All right. So that's it. We have lockdown this weekend. Next weekend, we have Heat Wave and All In. That should be fun. Why did
Labor Day?
WWE and COVID. No, 2 weeks. Yeah, August 30th.
Yeah, close to Labor Day. Right, close to Labor Day. Yeah.
Heat Wave and All In on the same day. This is very interesting. I don't know how that's going. Exactly. How dare you call my sister out like that? Jeez.
Well, look, we drool over cakes. Don't we? Do we not?
You literally called her out.
Oh my god!
See what Cool did? Cool said it's fair because we do that, so it's only right that Yolanda does that. You called her out. You ain't.
Yolanda, just want to let you know it's handsome man me right here on this screen so you see every week. You know what I'm saying?
You. But, all right, that's all we got for you today on tonight's episode of Monarchs of Wrestling. As the three of us is ruling the ring with authority here. Literally, Cole Johnson.
Now y'all see why Cole has a standing invitation.
Oh man, I love you guys.
That's Cole Johnson. That's Cool McCain, who's going to get us up out of here.
Hey, look, just so y'all remember, don't forget that where you start, it's always where you finish. For my man, Cole Johnson, the part-time monarch, and my boy, the playmaker, wrong hand. It's your boy, Cool McCain. We out. Check on your friends that struggle. I'm going to just put it like that.
Definitely.
Check on your friends that struggle. And you know what? There's one more thing I want to say before we get out of here.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
It always does. Even if it's being destroyed by Paul, it shall rise to the top.